If you spend most of your day at a desk, your body may feel stiff and achy from lack of movement, particularly in the hips, which can lead to lower back and shoulder issues. Today, we'll focus on hip mobility, incorporating longer stretches with a gentle yin approach. Also, don't forget to check out my 7-day audio course, Pause and Thrive, on the Insight Timer app. It's a great companion to today's session. I'll link to it below. Ready? Let's begin. Come into a seated, comfortable position. And let's start to tune into where the body is at right now. If it helps, you might like to close the eyes and notice what's present. There's no need to fix or change anything. Now let's come onto all fours. Hands beneath shoulders, knees beneath wrists. Tabletop. And let's do some cat-cows, inhaling, dropping belly down, and exhale round the spine, draw shoulder blades away from each other. Begin to deepen into the movement. You might like to circle from side to side, whatever movement your body is calling out for, and then drop down to child's pose whenever you're ready, drawing the hips down towards your heels. And take some deep belly breaths. Coming back to all fours, straighten right leg behind you and then step right foot between the hands, straighten up to low lunge, both hands on your knees, and just ease into this pose, drawing the belly in, rooting tailbone down as you press the hips forwards, getting a gentle stretch into the hips, groins, that right hamstring. Now working deeper into that right hamstring. Straighten right leg, draw hips back. And then inhale, reaching forwards into low lunge. Exhale, straighten right leg, draw hips down to the heel. Reaching forwards. And then exhale, straighten that right leg. Flex that right foot. Inhale, reaching forwards. Coming into low lunge and noticing how that feels now across the hips, the thighs, the hamstrings. And then let's change sides. Straighten left leg, swing that left foot through between the hands into low lunge. Straighten up, hands on your knees. Press the hips forward. Now draw the belly in as you root the tailbone down. And feeling into the stretch across the hips and the groin area, especially in that upper thigh. And let's move back and forth. Deepening into the stretch. Hands on the floor as you straighten that left leg. Draw the hips down towards the heel. Inhale, reaching hard forward, low lunge. Exhale, drawing hips back, straighten left foot, flex that left foot. Inhale, reaching hard forward. And exhale, slowly going in your own time, working with the breath, feeling into all of the sensations. Inhale, coming into low lunge. And then coming back to all fours once again. Now I'm going to face you. As you draw that left heel in, straighten that right leg out. Wide leg butterfly stance. Hands on the floor, and perhaps this is as far as you'll go today. Or if you'd like to deepen into that stretch, walk the hands out. Keep that right foot flexed, pull up on that right kneecap. And really feel into that stretch in that right hamstring. And if that's too hard, you might like to bend that right knee, place that right foot on the floor, easing up into that hamstring stretch a little. So working with wherever feels good for you today. Deep belly breaths, working with the breath, breathing into the hips. As you exhale, can you release and relax just a little bit more? And then inhale, walking the hands back up to center. Straighten the legs out in front of you. You might like to shake them out and notice the differences between sides. And then changing sides, drawing that right heel in, straighten that left leg out. Once again, placing hands on the floor in front of you, and perhaps this is as far as you'll go today. If you bent that knee on the other side, do that as well on this side, placing that sole of the left foot on the floor, and then reaching forwards. And perhaps this is as far as you'll go, stretching deeply into the hips and the hamstrings. Otherwise, straighten out that left leg, flex that left foot, and pull up on the kneecap. Deep belly breaths. And noticing the sensations in your hips. Perhaps this side is tighter or more relaxed than the other. There's no need to fix or change, just noticing and allowing everything to be exactly as it is. On the next inhale, walking the hands back up to seated, straightening the legs out in front of you, shaking the knees out, and then coming into a very loose butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees out on either side of you, placing the hands in front of you and walking them away from you, or simply bending forward from the hips and allowing the spine to round and curve, dropping the head down, shaking the head from side to side, and just allowing that curve to happen in the spine, allowing the shoulder blades to drape over the spine. Deep belly breaths, opening up the hips, relaxing the shoulders. Can you surrender just a little bit more with every exhale? Deep belly breaths, allowing the hips to deepen into the stretch. Releasing with every exhale. And then slowly, gently, on the next inhale, rising up, walking the hands back. Straighten out the legs in front of you. Give them a nice gentle shake. Notice how that feels in the hips. And then coming to a lying down position. Keep the knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. Walk the feet out to as wide as your mat. And let's drop both knees over to the left side of the mat. Left ankle comes on top of that right thigh. So I'll scooch over to show you what that looks like on the diagonal. I'm doing the same thing as you. Left ankle on top of the right thigh. Both shoulders on the floor. And we're getting a deeper stretch in that right hip, working deeply into the lower back. It's an internal rotation on the right hip. And notice where you might have tight sensations. Where might you feel more relaxed? If you'd like to incorporate more of a shoulder stretch, inhale, raise the arms overhead, and then grabbing both elbows for a deeper shoulder stretch. Deep belly breaths, easing into this pose with every inhale and relaxing just a little with every exhale. Deep belly breaths, feeling into all of the sensations, allowing the hips, lower back to soften. And then releasing the arms if you had them overhead, bending that left knee up to center, straightening out the legs in front of you, and just shake the knees once again, releasing the lower back. And just take a moment to feel into the sensations that deep hip stretch has brought about. Noticing differences between sides. Now bending the knees, putting both soles of the feet on the floor once again, dropping knees over to the right side, placing right ankle on top of the left thigh. Noticing if you can use your breath to breathe into whatever uncomfortable sensations there might be, and release and relax on the exhale. Once again, to deepen into the shoulders, you might like to raise the arms up overhead and stretch the arms out, or bend the elbows and grab opposite elbows. Deepening into the shoulders, working into a mini back bend as well. Deep belly breath, easing into all of the sensations using your breath. And noticing if there's differences between left side and right side. And simply allowing the sensations to be exactly as they are. If you've grabbed both elbows, you might like to release them now, straighten out the arms, and then placing both soles of the feet on the floor, windshield wiper the knees from side to side just to release any lower back tension that might have built up, and straightening out both legs. Shake out the knees from side to side, any last few movements your body might be calling out for. And staying here. Pressing pause on this video if you'd like to take a few more moments to feel into these sensations arising in the body and in the mind. Take a few moments to thank yourself for taking this time to get some movement going in your body again. Perhaps noticing a sense of joy, ease, and well-being is present. Even in a short space of time, we can always feel good in mind and body. If you have another 15 minutes, continue with some shoulder stretches or check out my other restful practices to support your busy workday. Thank you for joining me today.